Today we'll be talking about cholesterol and how it can harm and benefit one's health in numerous ways. Cholesterol is a waxy substance that is a sterol, which is a lipid. Many people dread the fact of having an excess of cholesterol in their bloodstream, but having a healthy level of cholesterol is imperative to ensure a good health. Cholesterol is needed for the production of hormones, vitamin D, and enzymes that are needed for digestion. The balance of cholesterol can only be accomplished through the liver's function. The liver is in fact the largest gland in the body, located in the belly. It acts as the body's filter and flushes out foreign substances and drugs. This organ also absorbs glycogen, which is used for energy, and metabolizes fat, protein, and other carbs. Metabolize is a fancy way of saying that the liver absorbs these macronutrients. Another important role of the liver is to produce and clear cholesterol. Clusters of lipoproteins carry cholesterol throughout the body's arteries. There are two types of cholesterol, however, that are transported in this process. One type is high-density lipoproteins, and another type is low-density lipoproteins. HDL and LDL cholesterol differ greatly, and they are not to be mistaken. LDL cholesterol is the bad type of cholesterol, since this type can clog up arteries and increase the risk of strokes and heart attacks, while HDL cholesterol is considered the good cholesterol, since it helps filter out LDL cholesterol in the body and decreases the risk of strokes and heart attacks. HDL cholesterol carries LDL cholesterol to the liver, where the LDL cholesterol is flushed out through a fluid called bile. Now, let's talk about why HDL and LDL cholesterol are a major problem in today's health. Here is a list of the most common causes of deaths. In the list, heart disease and strokes are two major causes of deaths that derive from a high LDL cholesterol level. Let us look at how one can lower their LDL cholesterol and instead increase their HDL cholesterol. Foods that result in higher LDL cholesterol include red meats such as pork, beef, and lamb, as these meats are high in saturated fats, as well as foods that have been deep fried, like French fries, and baked goods, like cookies and pastries, as these foods contain a considerable amount of butter, which is where the LDL cholesterol mainly comes from in this case. After hearing this, one may think that the only result of high LDL cholesterol are poor dieting choices. However, there is another cause of high LDL cholesterol levels, and its effects are far more detrimental. That is, having a diseased liver, which can happen in three main ways: liver cirrhosis, non-alcoholic fatty liver, and substance abuse. Liver cirrhosis is a scarring of the liver which may hinder the organ to perform its bodily functions, one of them being to clear out LDL cholesterol. Liver cirrhosis is mainly caused by hepatitis C, but can also be caused by long-term alcohol abuse. Another cause of liver disease is through substance abuse, since one of the liver's jobs is to metabolize chemicals in the body, which makes the liver susceptible to injury when prescription drugs, over-the-counter, or recreational drugs are ingested. The most common cause of liver dysfunction is non-alcoholic fatty liver. This condition affects nearly a quarter of the American population and is seen with people who are overweight or have diabetes, or both. Once again, these conditions hinder the liver from performing its function of clearing out the LDL cholesterol. Another factor that can cause LDL cholesterol levels to rise is a deficiency in HDL cholesterol. Smoking, obesity, and a lack of physical exertion can all cause this defect to occur. An increase in HDL can be initiated by exercise and maintaining a good diet. This is how one can increase their HDL cholesterol and can therefore decrease their LDL cholesterol. Triglycerides are another type of cholesterol that is a buildup of fat from excess calories in one diet and can be dangerous in excess. Eating over the daily recommended calories, eating foods that contain an excessive amount of sugar, and alcoholism can all contribute greatly to a high level of triglycerides in the bloodstream. It is important to also maintain a low triglyceride level in the body, since it carries similar effects to LDL cholesterol and can cause heart and coronary artery diseases, as well as heart attacks and strokes, as both triglycerides and LDL cholesterol thicken the blood, making it harder for the blood to travel fluently throughout the body. Heart disease and other coronary artery diseases are a major issue in America and around the globe. However, the causes of these diseases can easily be prevented by proper dieting, exercise, and regular checkups.